Mr. OMTZIGT, how did the idea come up to prepare a report on protection of whistleblowers?
Well, we're doing an investigation into the revelations by Mr. Snowden, and the committee decided to write two reports, one on the mass surveillance, so that they're eavesdropping everything, and one on the way whistleblowers are being treated at the moment. We had a hearing with Mr. Snowden in his capacity as whistleblower, and then it became very clear how he's been persecuted de facto by the American state. And today we had a hearing with Ms. Bamier and Ms. Radek. Ms. Bamier is a British lawyer. She worked for a public prosecution in Kosovo, ULEX, which is effectively run by the European Union. And she discovered quite a bit of collusion between judges and the people and the criminals. And when that was revealed, she was sacked. And there wasn't any proper investigation on that collusion. So you see that the criminals in Kosovo get away in a territory that's run by the EU, and that's very, very serious. And we had a video link with Ms. Radek. Ms. Radek is a lawyer of Mr. John Kiriakou. Mr. John Kiriakou is the whistleblower on the waterboarding. He is a CIA agent. I think he was working there for about 14 years. When he found out about the torture and the waterboarding, he came out. And now, after plea bargaining, he's in prison for 3 years. He lost his work. His wife lost her work. And obviously he's in prison for 3 years, so he can't care about his children, only for publicly saying we do not want torture, so to be in the public debate. So she read out a statement from him. By the way, she had also been whistleblowing in the ethics committee on a case against a terrorist who had also been tortured against her legal advice. And when she said, here's the legal advice had been wiped out of the records, and she was consequently sacked as well and ran up high legal bills. And with both Ms. Bamier and Ms. Radek, it was clear, and Mr. Kiriakou, it was clear that they were not only prosecuted on leaking, but at once they were prosecuting for pocket fines. They were checking whether they'd done their tax revenue, filled it in correctly. So they were also being harassed on all other fronts, apart from being completely destroyed in their personal life, but also in their careers.
So what should I have done to improve the protection of the whistleblowers?
Oh, obviously, in the US, there is in itself a good whistleblowing protection act, yet it doesn't apply for people working in the secret services, for instance. Now, obviously, in the secret service, you have a different form of whistleblowing. You can't just put everything outside. The secret services are there because some things have to be kept secret. But there should be, even within the secret services, and the Parliamentary Assembly already confirmed that in my last report, there should also be a procedure for whistleblowing if there's apparent wrongdoing. The same held for Ms. Bamier in the legal service with judges. If there is corruption with judges, all the confidentiality statements to which he's being kept, I mean, she wasn't able to actually say there is corruption, please start investigating. So within sensitive areas of the state, there should also be protection for whistleblower, because if there is wrongdoing over there, it's maybe even more serious than that there is wrongdoing elsewhere, because of the potential powers of the legal services and of the potential powers of the secret services. So if there's no whistleblowing internally and externally, and if there's no protection for whistleblowers, then things like torture, things like secret prisons, things like judges that are corrupt can go on and on and on. So that needs to be changed, but with special provisions, because obviously because of the secrecy and because of the nature of the work.
Thank you for joining us, Mr. OMTZIGT.